We got bookings requests for 6 months.
It reminds me of that village in Chernobyl, you know? There's just nothing.
It's like
And
North
it's been
Korea.
evacuated. Beautiful. My name is Joe from Coliving.
My name is Pierre from Coliving Surf. Wait! Hi, this is Joe and Pierre live from the Coliving Surf bus!
Yay! Beautiful. And today what we really want to do is to help you get more bookings using our platform, so you get most of our audience and those beautiful digitally nomadic surfers who are traveling around the world looking for a place like yours to stay in.
We're going to look at quick wins around photos and video, community, what do people want to get out of the community and what they do want to read and see, work environment, about you as a host, because you're quite the central point of the community, and reviews.
The first one to touch on is probably putting yourself in the mind of somebody who's working like that. They want to make sure that there's a nice community feel there, and to do that effectively, people are just going to see the photos. So if they see like an empty space with nobody in there, they're going to be like, nah.
So the average stay is like a month. So people are really looking for like, where can I feel at home? Because the biggest problem is loneliness, and then it's productivity. And so they're going to be like, okay, where can I feel at home for a month and also be productive, get my work done? Photos with other people in them work like 10 times better than just empty photos, because there's just a little bit different audience than like Booking.com or Airbnb. And how you could do that, how we've done it in the past, is just to maybe organize a party, invite your friends over, like have a fun day.
Ask them all to bring their laptops if you've not got a bunch of people already at your space, if you're just opening, for instance. If of course you're already open and you've already got people who are working, then just ask if it's okay to take pictures of them. Good quality pictures tend to work better, we find.
We got a little before and after from an Airbnb thread on the internet that I saw. So here you'll see the photo with your phone. And here you see the photo from a professional photographer. Well, it's just a fun experience.
Well, that's magic.
Yeah,
I definitely want to stay in the nice looking one.
I don't think
that's
you know
amazing.
what it looks like.
Have
you seen the photo?
I've not.
That's made from the smartphone.
Okay.
And this is the one with.
Oh, with
nice,
professional.
No?
Yeah, it looks much nicer.
Yeah.
Little touches. But again,
I mean, there's no people in here.
There's no people.
Yeah, I wouldn't go here.
I won't go here either.
What would they do there?
It's interesting, the sofa as well.
The main questions that people ask themselves before their book is, one, how's the remote working community? So like, are there other people who are also working remotely? It's like the same kind of like same life values already. Happiness is reality minus expectations. The best way of marketing is honesty, and that's where it actually all starts with your space itself, right? And then just the photos and the videos and the copy that you write on your page is just a reflection of what happens inside.
And I think that leads nicely on to the second point, which is community, which is kind of what people are looking for, really. So otherwise they do just tend to book an Airbnb or a space on their own. People who are looking for co-living tend to be at a point where they're looking to be surrounded by other motivated, awesome people. They might just want some friends, they might want just people to hang out with, they might want their surf buddies. So it's nice to just have a nice little vibrant community. Of course, that doesn't start straight away, but if you can be the community almost to start with, I suppose. So take that role as a host to make sure people know what's going on. Maybe organize some little events, put up a little whiteboard, list the things that are going on in the area and what you can all go to together. We found that WhatsApp groups work quite well.
I was just thinking like because there's different intensities in co-living. Like one of them is that where you host everything and basically you're responsible for the experience of the guests, and that can give quite some pressure on you if you have to create their experience. But there's like also more like laid back version that we did recently in Mexico as well. It's just actually we just had a WhatsApp group really, and then everyone just organized stuff themselves. Like I don't know, Kelsey said like, hey, who wants to go for group surf? Or I would say in the morning like, hey, anyone wants to have breakfast at this place. So WhatsApp group is a really easy way if you just want to have more of a laid back. And then a group calendar is really good. In Bali we had it painted with chalkboard paint in the central space of the in the center space of the space.
Yep.
And then you can just add your ideas to it. People love to do like weekend adventures, do cool places around, and
just dinner
enable
nights
them
as
to
well,
organize.
like food nights and things, and like movie nights, anything that kind of brings people together out of that work environment as well, because it's sometimes tough for people just coming into a space if there's maybe 10 or 12 people already there that are kind of settled in. It can be tough to kind of integrate, so having some more social things going on is really nice.
And we wouldn't go into it right now, but they're more like on the professional side. There are workshops around like masterminds, which is a very heavy word, but it's really, really nice to kind of have people around the same table and share their like the problems or their goals for the next week, and then have them all think along. Well, to have the whole space think along with each other, but that's for something else. But there's a mastermind, skill shares, knowledge shares, that if people want a more professional vibe. And the other one is the work environment. And then the main questions here, wrote them down, were the workspace. Maybe something cool to think about is like, is there like a private space where you can work? Maybe we had a spot on the balcony with one little desk for...
That's nice, isn't it? So people who just want to focus and get their own stuff done, having like little cozy areas as well, they can kind of like make their own is really good. Also like somewhere that you can do calls for salespeople, things like that can be really useful, that's not going to disturb the rest of the community. So we even went as far as having like a little soundproofed room which can double up as a mini recording studio, or like for video production, like even this is just it's going to be more and more common. Podcasts, like little things like that. People are creating content all the time, so how can your space be used for that really effectively?
And of course Wi-Fi, the question that we get a lot is like, what's the minimum speed that we should have? And that I would say is around 25 MB per second.
I think so.
20 is also nice.
I think again it comes down to honesty. So like if you've got an incredible space with really slow Wi-Fi, you can just say the space is incredible but we've got slow Wi-Fi, and then only people who don't necessarily need a strong connection, so authors and people writing books and things like that, can come to your space and focus and get stuff done.
Or you can even say like, that's what happened in Diego in Mexico. He said the Wi-Fi in the house, I mean, can be okay, but most of the time it's really unreliable. But there's a co-working space 12 minute walk from here, where it's 25 MB per second. It's stable, and you can, it's $100 a month to use the workspace. So even if you don't have a workspace in your space, just like showing where you can get your work done could also be totally fine.
As long as you're upfront about that, I think that's really important to say, look, the Wi-Fi can be weird. I would know that there's some islands in the world which don't have the most reliable electricity. There's just these kind of problems, but I think if you're honest with people, just say, hey, sometimes we have power outages. It's only going to appeal then to people who don't have scheduled Skype calls and things like that, because those people will need a bit more of a guaranteed stable work environment. And talk about these things in your listing as well. Don't just when it says like, what's the workspace like, don't just say it's all right. Say like, why is it good? Put yourself in the head of somebody who is actually wanting to work there. Like what aspect of it's good? Does the Wi-Fi reach the rooms? Like, is it quiet? Is there a nice area for them to work that's quiet, that's undisturbed? Like list all of these things, go into loads of detail so people can really visualize what it would be like to be at your space. People want to know about you as the host as well, so they'll book 4 people. So any kind of like little introduction to yourself that you can do is super valuable. Even like a quick video tour of the house, just like a selfie style, like
just a little tour to show you what to expect, what the house looks like. That's this is what it looks like. It's pretty fucking huge. So it's not like a super intense co-living house. It's just like a shared villa, and everyone kind of just hangs out whenever you see each other.
And it'll kind of push people over the edge of booking or not booking. If they see just an empty space and no real community or person running it, they might think, oh, it looks nice, and if it suits them. But if there's a really nice host there as well, it'll push them over the edge.
Even if it's just you and you have one empty room, it's fine. But you just kind of genuinely want to have a good friend that you want to hang out with for a month or 2. Or we got booking requests for 6 months. One of the main differences between Cowork Surf and, for example, Airbnb and Booking.com is that it's community, of course, and you are really the centerpiece of that community. It's the only, really, your product is the connection between the people that you host, basically. In Puerto Escondido, when we were looking for a pop-up trip space, and one of the spaces hosts was Diego, and he works remotely, and like he understands everything around that. So it was actually the host that made us book, really. So don't be afraid to share about yourself in the, like, what you're excited about, what kind of work you do. what are you curious about?
I think that's really important actually, and don't try and cater to somebody else. Like, be really, really honest about what your interests are, because you might say, look, I really fucking love poetry.
Yeah.
And then all of the other people who are also working remotely that love poetry will come to your space, and then you'll for sure have poetry nights. I don't know.
Yeah.
But just be honest, and like, if you really love surfing, then make sure you put that. If you really love kite surfing, put that. If you're into yoga, put that. Like,
it's nice.
Cooking, anything.
Cooking, horse riding.
Yeah. let's just list hobbies.
Go work horse ride.
Gardening.
Meditation.
Meditation's a good one. And just in terms of bookings as well, I think the final thing that, and you can see this, we watched a lot of things on bookings and talked with Airbnb founders and things like that, and they found that having about 10 reviews can really, 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 really help.
Yep.
So the things that people are looking for are people similar to them. That instantly creates trust, because if you're kind of in the same demographic or you're interested in the same things, they're more likely to want to stay with you.
Yep.
But then if you have over a certain number of reviews as well, that's also going to encourage a lot more bookings. So making sure to remind your guests, hey, is it okay if you leave a little review on Cowork Surf, or let us know if you've left a review already, and then you can kind of put it across.
Yeah. From 10, it really starts to increase the trust on the page. Oh, surf.
Make sure that it's in line with what you do and what you offer and what the surf is like in your area, because again, it's the expectations versus the reality. So if it's a really more, if you live just next to some challenging breaks, then just say, we're next to some challenging breaks and we don't have any boards, so bring your own boards. Or and like, there's really amazing surfers that do pass through as well. So it's making sure that you're honest with with what's available.
Yeah, I think it's really to just really be yourself, because that's going to attract the people that are like you, and then the community vibe is going to be great. It's not going to feel like work, and then the word, like, the vibe is great, the word starts spreading and it starts attracting the same type of people, and then all you're really doing is hanging out with friends, and that's just the easiest way to work, and it's really nice. That's the whole point, I guess, of why we're doing this, just to combine life and fun and make it into one one thing. So
I think that sounds like it's more than enough for now, eh? Like, these are 3 photos with community. Yeah. Okay, so this is the first one right now, showing.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
What does it look like?
Whoa.
Okay, maybe we can do this one.
Whoa! That looks amazing.
Well,
that looks so cozy.
What do you think of this one? Oh!
Whoa!
Oh, such a good community.
That looks fun.
Can't wait to book.
Yeah.
Ooh. Why would I go there?
I wouldn't want to stay there at all.
Ugh.
Oh, what about this one?
I'm just imagining. Ooh.
Oh.
I just imagine myself
so
sitting
desolate.
in there on my own.
It reminds me of that village in Chernobyl, There's just nothing.
It's like
It's been evacuated.
Right, well, is that it?
Well, I hope so. That was a lot.
Here's another last thing. For us, for marketing, we're almost experimenting with the best strategies, content, and channels.
Yes.
And one really nice reason for us to market your space is if there's a limited thing going on, so like an event. And one thought experiment could be to think of what's your slowest month of the year, and what could be a themed month or even a themed week, like an event or a retreat that you could think about organizing that you're genuinely excited about, because that gives us a reason to hey, yo, look at its space, or we can bump it around, share it with all the channels. Yo, they got yoga and meditation going on, or yoga and go surf and yoga and
cooking and gardening.
There's a whole list. There's a whole list of retreat ideas that we brainstormed. You'll see it on the screen here.
Also, I think it's more advanced surf as well. You could have more advanced surf learning classes and all sorts of specific things.
So, are those it?
I think that's more than enough. I'm sure.
24 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you for watching, and
good luck. We are going to get you more bookings.
Yeah.
And we do that through the medium of information.
The medium of information.
Yes.
Information. A reflection of reality.
Click on it.
Click on it now.